Alright guys, I'm back with my review of WWE Monday Night Raw for July 16th, 2012. I thought this was kind of a below average show. Just a lot of cheesy stuff. That whole John Cena thing I just found very cheesy, and the Daniel Bryan AJ stuff is kind of goofy, and I don't know, I just didn't really care much for this one. I thought they had a couple good matches, but it was just below average to me. CM Punk comes out, he talks about how he dropped that pipe bomb last year and started a revolution, but not really. He proved that he's the best. Someone like him would have never even been on the very first Raw. Big Show comes out, says Cena only won because the handle broke. And this was kind of funny to me to see Big Show as the heel and CM Punk as the babyface. When they did the whole straight edge society and they were feuding and everything, and heads were getting shaved, and Punk was feuding with Orton and all of that. Punk says the Big Show comes out, destroys everything, but loses. And that's why he has the fans' respect. Big Show says they don't respect anyone, they don't respect themselves. They would forget about Punk in a week. And he says, "You're nothing special. You and I both know the company revolves around one guy. You're just another cog in the wheel." And he reminds him that Cena won the case, and after he knocks out Punk tonight, Cena could cash in on him. This was good. This could lead to the CM Punk heel turn, especially next week on the 1000th episode. I expect something huge to end the show, and I would be very entertained with CM Punk turning heel again. I thought last summer when he was cutting all those promos, it was fun to watch Raw again. You would look forward to what he was going to say. And now it's kind of like, I just think Punk's done everything he can with this last title run. Not that I would want Cena to take the belt from him. That's why I wanted Daniel Bryan to win, but I think something new for CM Punk would be good. And I think a heel turn would be awesome. So then they announced the first Raw ever is actually on the YouTube channel. I'll probably watch that tonight. And then they take a poll. Which title do you want to see defended next week? The US title, Intercontinental, or Divas? We find out later that Christian, the Intercontinental title, won. Second place was Divas, but it was all very close, I guess. I don't know. Is this stuff even legit? But Kofi and Truth versus Primetime Players for the tag titles. Titus gets Kofi in a bear hug, and AW says, "Come on, tap out, Bob Marley." I thought that was great. And Kofi hits the Trouble in Paradise on Titus. Truth hits Little Jimmy for the win. That was it. The Primetime Players, who have been the #1 contenders for a month now, if not longer, they finally get their title shot, and it just came and went. Then Bryan apologizes to AJ backstage. He says he's sorry for everything he said, and I got something important to tell you. And then Eve walks up. She interrupts him and says she got another match against Daniel Bryan and AJ, and she gets to pick her tag team partner. Bryan says he will tell AJ what he was going to tell her after their match. More touts. This tout thing, they were really pushing hard here tonight. That's going to be the new Twitter, like when they were going crazy with that. Then we get Alberto Del Rio versus Zack Ryder. Del Rio is still wearing his new gold dust tights that he brought out for Money in the Bank. He works over the arm the whole time, and Ryder eventually taps to the armbar. He continues the armbar. He refuses to let go, and Rey Mysterio returns. This was actually pretty cool. He comes out, he hits Del Rio with the 619. Del Rio runs out of the ring. I kind of thought they were going to start a feud with Del Rio and Sin Cara, and I would rather see that, but it looks like they're going to go with Del Rio versus Rey Mysterio. 1000th Raw moment is Heath Slater's legend moments from the past few weeks. Heath Slater is in the ring, and Rikishi comes out. He's this week's legend. You could tell he's older, but for the most part, he looked the same to me. He hits the super kick, stink face, bonsai drop. Afterwards, the lights cut out, and when they cut back on, the Usos, who are Rikishi's kids in real life, are dancing with him. They do the Too Cool dance and all of that stuff, and I thought this was fine. Then we get Eve and The Miz versus Daniel Bryan and AJ. She chose The Miz as her secret tag team partner, and I was just thinking, finally, The Miz has come back to the mid-card. I mean, that's it, really. So, Cole and Lawler are talking about Lassie. while everyone makes their entrances. I can't remember why. Why were they talking about that? But anyway, this match, Eve, there was a lot of crazy, wacky stuff here. Eve gets AJ in a small package, and the referee's distracted by The Miz, so Daniel Bryan runs in, reverses it, AJ gets the win, everybody's happy. Then Daniel Bryan tells AJ he loves her, he proposes again, puts some bling on that finger, and she accepts. They do a big yes chant with everyone, and I was just thinking, okay, a goofy wedding ceremony's coming, you know, one of those wacky wrestling weddings. And they announce later on that Daniel Bryan just put up a tweet saying the wedding's going to be next week at the 1000th episode. This was all a little much for me, but the one thing about this is I honestly think, just from the way this whole segment went down, that this is the start of Daniel Bryan turning face. I really think that's where they're going to go with this. He was against The Miz and Eve. The fans were into the whole yes thing, and instead of them trying to downplay it, they were actually trying to build it up, it looked like. And with him, AJ's definitely over her saying yes to marry him and this whole wedding thing. I think Daniel Bryan's going to turn face now. I just got that feeling about this whole thing. 1000th Raw moment is The Rock tossing Austin off the bridge. That was good. Ryback versus Jack Swagger, kind of. This, I'm not sure what happened here, if they were trying to protect Swagger. I don't see how this would protect him. But anyway, Ryback gets in the ring. Jack Swagger immediately attacks him, so the referee never rings the bell. And Ryback beats the crap out of him. Hits something like 4 power bombs on the guy. And then Swagger just rolls out of the ring, and Lawler says something like he should be happy this wasn't an official match or the streak would have continued. And I mean, it doesn't change anything. Why didn't he just beat Jack Swagger? I don't really understand why they tried to complicate things with that. Dolph Ziggler comes out, says they are looking at the next World Heavyweight Champion. He will be better than The Rock, Austin, Bret Hart, and then Chris Jericho comes out. Dolph tells Jericho that this is his moment. Jericho hasn't won anything in a while. He says all Jericho talks about is how he's the best at what he does, or best in the world at what he does, and apparently what he does is lose. He says that Jericho is losing his touch, and then Jericho hits him with a code breaker, and that was it. Dolph is kind of smiling as Jericho walks up the ramp. Jericho didn't say a word. Now, ever since Jericho's been back, he's been, and I respect him a lot for this, he doesn't really care whether he's winning or losing. It doesn't matter. He's really been brought back to put over new guys. And I honestly think this is great for Dolph Ziggler, because if he's feuding with Jericho, he can beat Jericho. He's not going out there and beating Sheamus, at least not yet. It's just not going to happen. So this is a great little feud to build Ziggler up so that he will look like a threat when he cashes in on Sheamus. At least that's what I hope happens, and this was a great start here tonight. Then we get Brodus Clay versus JTG. JTG actually gets an entrance here tonight, and throughout the match he was actually pretty aggressive. He still lost. Brodus won with the big splash, but he was aggressive here tonight. 1000th Raw moment is Bald Vince. And then we get the main event, CM Punk versus The Big Show. Big Show's slapping and chopping him on the outside, and he says something to a fan, "Shut up, fat boy." And I thought that, I don't know, I just enjoyed that. Punk hits like 3 kicks to the head on him, 3 high knees in the corner. It was actually a pretty good match. Show hits a choke slam, but Punk gets a foot on the ropes. And Show starts working on CM Punk's ribs. The referee tells him to back off, so Big Show shoves the ref, gets disqualified, continues to attack CM Punk, and then here comes John Cena. He's got his case with him. He runs out there with the case like he's going to fight the Big Show off. And Big Show grabs a mic and he tells him, you know, just cash in. We know that's why you are out here, is to cash in the briefcase. So go ahead, you're not going to get a better chance than this. If you don't cash in now, you're a fool. He says that it's your title anyway. It's the spinner belt. You know, alluding to the fact that, you know, on the 1000th episode, they're probably going to unveil the new title. So I think that's why they brought this up here tonight. He says, this is your title. It's the spinner belt. Take it. Go ahead. Cash it in. And Cena's like, no. So freaking cheesy. He's like, no. I'm going to cash it in next week. CM Punk, John Cena, 1000th Raw episode. And so his big announcement is he hits Big Show with the briefcase. This was so lame. I mean, this was really stupid. And I'm just thinking, John Cena, I'll give you a week, CM Punk. It's like, man, that John Cena, what a guy. What a guy. Damn it, he's a hero. This was just so stupid, man. I did not like that at all. I thought it was cheesy. Why did they even let this goofball win the Raw Money in the Bank? It's meaningless now. It meant nothing. Who cares? So anyways, that is why this show was below average for me. I enjoyed CM Punk and the Big Show. Let's see, what else? Tag team match was alright. Everything else was just, I didn't really care much for it. And it was just really strange. Like even Jack Swagger versus Ryback couldn't be normal. They couldn't just have a normal match. So yeah, just way too much crazy stuff on this one. But I am looking forward to the 1000th episode because, of course, they're going to pull out everything. They got 3 hours to fill. And there's going to be some crazy stuff with the wedding. But there's also going to be some major stuff, I think, happening with CM Punk and John Cena. And all of that, the new belt. All the returns, the surprises, all these legends they got ready to come back. It's going to be cool, I think. It's going to be a very entertaining show, especially if you enjoy the legend segments. I mean, that's my favorite part, is looking forward to who's going to come out. So I love that for the nostalgia, and I'm really looking forward to the 1000th episode for that. So yeah, as far as this one goes, I was expecting a lot more for episode 999, but it is what it is. So I'm hoping they bring it next week, and that's it really. I hope you guys like my review of this show. Leave your thoughts on this week's Raw in the comments below, and thanks for watching.